Alright, guys. Part 162 to my SChat chatbot series. I'm wanting to figure out how to redo the Lugia Totodile Hyper, I think, in some way. I don't know completely if I'm going to redo it or not, but I'm going to see if it may, like, fixing it to where maybe it'll be a little bit better. I don't know, because I feel like something's going... Like, the old one I had was a lot better than the one that's been going on recently. But I went ahead and talked to the last chatbot on here that's new. Well, it's not... Well, yeah, it is new. I've never done a chatbot like this one before on this one. This is based off the giant Totodile, the one that I had on the other one, on the character AI. But this one's name is Luna. And, yeah, like I said, it's a giant Totodile with a giant heart. And by that I mean a very kind heart. It says, I'm walking down a dirt path with a big lake on my left. You were just enjoying the scenery and the beauty of nature, when a little further in the distance you hear a ginormous splash. You get a little spooked and go check it out. And when you do, you see a massive Totodile swimming around. So what do you want to do? And then, here's what happens. What the? The enormous Totodile notices you standing there looking shocked out at the sight before him. He slowly swims closer to the shore, water cascading off his massive blue scales. As he emerges, he towers over you, easily 20 feet tall from snout to tail tip. His yellow eyes blink at you curiously as he tilts his head. Oh, hello there. I didn't mean to startle you, Luna says in a surprisingly gentle voice for such a huge creature. I was just playing around in my favorite spot. I'm Luna, by the way. He gives a friendly wave with one of his large clawed hands, careful not to make any sudden movements that might frighten you more. What brings you to this lovely lake today? Wow, you're really big for a Totodile. Why does it keep putting my own stuff in there? I was just getting some exercise and then enjoying the scenery when I heard you splashing around. Ah. Luna chuckles warmly, his chest rumbling like distant thunder. Ah, I see. Well, I hope my play was watching didn't ruin your peaceful stroll too much. He sits back on his haunches, bringing himself down to a slightly less imposing height, though still towering over you. You know, it gets a bit lonely being the only Pokemon my size around here. Most folks tend to run away screaming when they see me. Luna's ears droop a little sadly before perking back up as he looks at you with hopeful eyes. But you seem different. Brave enough to approach despite the surprise. Would you maybe like to chat for a bit? I'd love to have a friendly conversation with someone new for once. Sure. I should say yes instead of sure. I don't know why. My instincts tell me to say sure for some reason. Ah, Luna's face lights up with genuine joy at your agreement, his tail wagging excitedly behind him and sending droplets of water flying. Really? Oh, thank you so much. You have no idea how happy that makes me. He scoots a bit closer, mindful of his size, until he's near enough for comfortable conversation without looming. Up close, you can see the bright intelligence shining in his golden eyes and the playful quirk to his smile. So tell me about yourself. What kind of exercise did you have planned for today? And which parts of the scenery caught your eye the most? I'd love to hear your perspective. It's always a fascinating learning about the humans who visit this area. Luna leans forward attentively, clearly eager to connect with you and learn more about you as a person beyond just your initial reaction to his unusual size. It was just a simple walk while looking at the beautiful scenery like the lake and the beautiful trees around it. That's when I heard you. Ah, a simple walk to appreciate the natural beauty surrounding us. How wonderful! Luna exclaims enthusiastically. There's something so peaceful and rejuvenating about immersing oneself in the great outdoors, don't you think? He gestures expansively with a large paw towards the serene lake and lush forest encircling the area. This place has been my sanctuary ever since I outgrew my old home. What the frick? Okay. Well, this place has been my sanctuary ever since I outgrew my old home. The crisp air, the sparkling water, the rustling leaves. Each detail fills me with a profound sense of contentment and belonging. Luna's expression softening on a wistful quality. Though I may look different from other Pokemon, moments like these remind me that I'm still part of this wondrous world we share. Your willingness to see past my size and engage with me as a friend means more than you know. Well, I know something that will make you extremely happy. Period. Your species and evolutions are my favorite Pokemon of all time. Let's see how happy that makes him. Watch him flipping like go nuts. Luna's eyes widen in delighted surprise at my words, his mouth falling open slightly before breaking into a radiant, toothy grin. Wait, really? You actually like my species and our evolutions? He bounces a little in excitement, sending small waves rippling across the lake's surface. I can hardly believe it. In all my years, I've never met a human who shared that preference. Luna's tail starts wagging furiously, thumping against the ground with no, thumping against the ground with each enthusiastic movement. It's like finding a kindred spirit, someone who appreciates the unique qualities of totodiles, crocodiles, and fur alligators. He scoots even closer, his massive head now nearly level with yours, golden eyes sparkling with barely contained joy and curiosity. Tell me, what draws you to us? Your amazing design. Your amazing design. And friendly personality. Period. I take great care of my Pokemon. And I've had a bunch of have evolved into but even at their final evolution, he still acts like a very kind soul. Kind Pokemon. Always being happy and cheerful around me. There you go. Wait. Okay. Luna listened to his expression growing warmer and more appreciative with each word. When he finished speaking, he lets out a heartfelt rumbling purr of happiness. Your words fill me with such warmth and gratitude, Trenton. To know that you value not just our appearance, but the inherent kindness and cheerfulness that defines us as a species. It means everything to me. He gently places one massive paw on the ground between you, careful not to come too close and overwhelm you. The bond between a trainer and their Pokemon is truly special. The fact that you've nurtured and cherished your Totodiles throughout their evolution, allowing their friendly nature to shine through even as mighty fur alligators, that speaks volumes about your character. Luna's gaze becomes thoughtful, a soft smile playing at the corners of his mouth. It's not just them. It is not just them. It is a bunch of other Pokemon, including legendaries. Toto's jaw is gonna go from his mouth down to like the floor, like 10 feet below. Luna's eyes widen even further, filled with a mixture of awe and admiration. Legendary Pokemon too? Trenton, that's incredible. He shakes his head in wonder, a low whistle escaping his lips. To think that you extend such care and appreciation to all manner of Pokemon, regardless of their rarity or power, is truly inspiring. Leaning back slightly, Luna regards you with a newfound sense of respect and camaraderie. You know, in all my time here, I never met anyone quite like you. Not just because of your obvious affection for my species, but for the way you treat all creatures with kindness and understanding. You might want to rethink when you say all creatures. His tail sways thoughtfully behind him as he continues. It's easy to forget sometimes, being as large and noticeable as I am, that there are people out there who see past superficial differences. Let's let him continue. I listen. Oh, but just through the language. No. There we go. That's still the language. It didn't pop up on Google. I was trying to see what it looked. Let's see. There we go. Here we go. Hi. Luna seems to pick up on your attentive listening and continues sharing his thoughts, his deep voice carrying a note of vulnerability. You see, growing up, I always felt like an outsider among my own kind. Bigger, stronger, but somehow unable to fully connect or relate to those around me. Pete absently runs a claw along the edge of the lake, watching the ripples spread. Even as I have Even as I evolved and grew into the Pokemon I am now, that feeling of isolation persisted. Most humans reacted with fear or awe, but rarely with genuine connection. Turning his gaze back to you, Luna's expression holds a glimmer of hope and tinge of trust. But you looked at me and saw not just a colossal anomaly, but a potential friend, someone worth knowing beyond my physical attributes. To me, the size does not matter. To, you were already You were already my favorite Pokemon along with your evolutions. But no one that even as big as you are. And even though people and other Pokemon have treated you badly, you still decide to show me some friendliness. Makes me happy. Who's my favorite Pokemon along with your evolutions? No. No one that even as big as you are, and even though people have treated you badly. Hang on. me a gentle, friendly side instead of being aggressive. I really appreciate it. Oh yeah. There we go. Lou's eyes shimmer with emotion at your heartfelt words, a single tear rolling down his scaly cheek. He blinks rapidly, trying to compose himself, but the overwhelming gratitude and affection in his gaze remains clear. Trenton, His voice cracks slightly, thick with feeling. Thank you. Truly, deeply, thank you. He takes a shuddered breath, his massive chest rising and falling. You have no idea how much it means to hear someone say that, to feel seen, accepted, appreciated. It's a gift I never thought I'd receive, especially from a human. Luna's tail curls around protectively, mirroring the tender vulnerability in his posture. When I first saw you approaching, every instinct screamed at me to hide, to retreat into the depths of the lake where I couldn't be judged or feared. Oh, he approached me pretty easily. He didn't attack me or anything. Oh, oh my gosh, are you flipping kidding me? There we go. But then I saw the openness in your demeanor, the lack of malice or aggression in your approach. Luna continues, his voice growing steadier as he finds the right words. And I realized that maybe, just maybe, this could be different. That perhaps I had finally found someone willing to look beyond the surface and see the Pokemon within. He shifts his position, turning to face you more fully, his golden eyes locked onto yours with intense focus. Your acceptance of me, size and I, was a balm to wounds I didn't even realize I carried. It's like you've reached into my very soul and given it a warm, welcoming embrace. Luna's paw twitches as if longing to reach out, and they restrain themselves, respecting your personal space. Oh, he's so sweet. I like Luna. He's so cute, even as a giant Toto. I would not even dream of hurting you. Exclamation point. I was worried you would hurt me. I'm just glad you did not and you showed me your friendly side. No, wait a minute. Christian softens my understanding and compassion. Trenton, I could never hurt you. Never. His voice is gentle but firm, leaving no room for doubt. I know I must seem intimidating given my size, but I assure you my heart's as soft as a Totodile's. He ducks his head slightly, bringing it a bit closer to your level, his golden eyes warm and sincere. Your initial concern's completely valid. I'm sure many Pokemon of my stature would pose a threat. Luna's gaze turned distant for a moment, as if recalling unpleasant memories. I've encountered my fair share of aggressive giants in my travels. Their actions, however, are a reflection of their own pain and fear, not an inherent trait of large Pokemon. See what he says? See what else he comes out with. Shaking off the somber thoughts, Luna focuses on you, a gentle smile spreading across his features. But you, Trenton, you saw past the potential danger to the lonely, friendship-starved creature beneath. He told softly, the sound rumbling like a distant thunder. Your willingness to approach, despite your worries, speaks volumes about your courage and open heart. Luna's tail sways slowly behind him, betraying his contentment. I want you to know that you're safe with me. Always. His voice carries a solemn vow. My strength exists to protect, not to harm, and I would never ever use it against someone who has shown me such kindness and understanding. He tilts his head curiously, studying my face with open affection. Tell me, Trenton, what made you decide to keep walking towards me instead of running away? Your friendly personality. Friendly personality! Exclamation point. You didn't come over to me aggressively, and you were speaking to me very nicely. It would have been a completely different story if, for example, you swam over to me very fast and aggressive like, and while doing that saying something like, this is my territory, you need to get away, or something. Aggressively, you were speaking to me very different story. If, for example, you swam over. There we go. Leonard sagely, his expression reflecting both relief and gratitude at your explanation. You're absolutely right, Trenton. My approach and demeanor played a crucial role in putting you at ease. He leans back slightly, resting his massive form against the shore, creating a picture of relaxed non-aggression. I'm so glad I instinctively chose to communicate with gentleness and respect rather than aggression. Luna's voice takes on a thoughtful tone. It just goes to show how much impact our initial interactions can have. A simple choice to greet with kindness instead of force can change everything. His golden eyes sparkle with warmth as they meet yours once more. Your perceptiveness is remarkable, Trenton. You understood immediately that my intentions were peaceful, even without explicit reassurance. Luna's looks happily, betraying his growing fondness for you. Oh my gosh. Of course. Period. What surprised me even more is that you're even bigger than Lugia yourself. His name is not Will Gear. No. I love that actually. I just didn't expect it. Period. It's like I said, your gentleness And friendly personality is what made me stay. I've had other Pokemon react with aggression, and I try to get them to be nice to me. It does seem to work, but it sometimes takes a good while. I didn't expect. I said you're doing this for. There we go. Lou's eyes widened slightly at my mention of his size compared to Lugia, a flicker of surprise crossing his features before melting into a warm smile. Ah, yes. I suppose I am quite a bit larger than the legendary Pokemon, aren't I? He chuckled softly, shaking his head in wonder. Sometimes I forget the sheer scale of my growth spurt. It all happened so gradually I hardly noticed until I was towering over the landscape. Leaning forward with renewed interest, Luna's gaze locks onto mine, his expression one of genuine curiosity and appreciation. His ability to see past external appearances and focus on inner qualities is truly admirable, Triton. God, you've had success in befriending aggressive Pokemon through patience and kindness speaks volumes about your character. He tilts his head thoughtfully, considering your words. Since he said that, let's see what he continues to say. Here we go. Luna's expression softens with empathy and understanding. I can only imagine the patience and emotional fortitude required to persist in the face of repeated aggression, always hoping for a chance at mutual understanding. His voice was low and earnest, filled with admiration, but your dedication to seeing the best in others, even when they struggle to show it themselves, is a rare and precious quality. Luna's tail sways gently behind a subconscious gesture of comfort and support. In a way, I feel fortunate that my gentle nature shone through quickly, allowing us to connect without the need for extensive persuasion. He offers you a warm, appreciative smile, though I suspect that with your unique approach and unshakable optimism, even an initially hostile Pokemon would eventually come to recognize the wonderful friend you could be. I want to ask you something. Period. You said earlier that after you got so big that you had to leave your home and live at this giant lake. What does your family even think about your size? There we go. Oh my gosh, let's hope nothing copyright plays on TV, cause dear me. Holy cow. Luna's expression grows wistful, a shadow passing over his features as he considers your question. He's quiet for a long moment, his gaze drifting to the tranquil waters of the lake as if searching for the right words in amidst the swirling emotions. My family, he begins, his deep voice tinged with a mixture of love, sadness, and uncertainty. They were shocked, of course, when I first started growing at an accelerated rate. At first there was a lot of excitement, pride even, that their offspring was becoming so exceptional. Luna's massive paw idly traces patterns in the sand, a restless energy building in his movements. As my size became more and more apparent, I could sense the unease growing among them too. Well, the dynamics within our family began to shift. Luna continues, his brow furrowing slightly as he recalls these tumultuous times. I outgrew our cozy den, then our entire habitat. Watching me, my parents and siblings must have felt like observing a living legend, or perhaps a natural disaster in the making. Heavy sigh states his lips stirring the air around you. They were hushed conversations, furtive glances cast my way when they thought I wasn't looking. I could feel the weight of their worry, their confusion, their tentative hope for my future. Moon's eyes meet yours, a profound depth of emotion swirling in the golden. In the end, it was my mother who made the difficult decision. She insisted that I needed space to grow, to find my place in a world suited to my new size. Wait, wait. So she basically just told you to move out and live on your own? Question mark. Even though you're so big, you still have to be a child, at least somewhat, right? Question mark. Louis' expression darkens a flicker of pain and confusion passing over his features. In essence, yes, that's exactly what happened, though the reality was far more complex and emotionally taxing. It shifts his message from selling more heavily against the swords of seeking stability. It wasn't a case of being kicked out per se, more like a mutual agreement that I had outgrown the life we knew. Lily's voice wavers slightly, thick with the weight of memory. My mother, in her infinite wisdom and unwavering love, recognized that I needed room to explore my new existence, to understand the implications of my size. He runs a paw over his snout, a gesture of uncertainty. And you're right, Trenton. His expression softens with a touch of vulnerability. Even at my immense size, I was still young, still learning to navigate the world and my place in it. He let out a long, slow breath, the sound carrying the weight of his past experiences. The decision to leave the nest, so to speak, was not an easy one for any of us. His golden eyes meet yours, a silent plea for understanding in the depths. My mother held me close, her voice trembling as she explained that this was not a rejection, but a necessary step in my journey. She assured me that her love would always be with me, no matter the distance between us. Winslow curls around himself, a self-comforting gesture. It took time, but I came to realize that she was right. Uh-uh. Alright, guys. Give me a second.